Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible? Okay, great. So let us. अब तो छोटा सा portion रह गया. Only one school is left in Buddhism, that is Madhyamik Shunyavad. Most complicated, not complicated actually. It's very easy, but it requires a kind of a understanding of a deeper level. So let us start with it. Any problem with Vajrayan? This, what do you say? हमारा विज्ञानवाद, योगाचार विज्ञानवाद. Any doubt, any problem? सबको एकदम अच्छे से समझ में आ गया है? Shall we move forward? All clear? Done. तो चलो जल्दी से एक आंसर लिख दो और यहाँ पे शेयर कर दो. I will repeat it, don't worry. So let's write an answer. है ना? So the question is, how has Yogachar Vigyanvad rejects matter and accepts consciousness to be the only reality? Write this answer. This is a 10 marker. Write it. So I'm sitting here. As soon as you write, time is 3:43. So exactly at 3:53, I will 53:54. I will take your copies. Take your copies in the sense you should put it here in the chat box. I will take up the doubts after you people have written your answers. Okay, done, students. Answer is done. Please share your answers. अपने आंसर्स आप शेयर करें फटाफट से. Anyone completed the answer, or all of you are writing still? Quickly complete it and share. You know, you people have to write the same answers in 6.8 minutes. I'm already giving you 10 minutes, you know, to make you practice, and you are taking even more than 10 minutes. This means that you will have to seriously work on your speed. Okay, till that time, I will take up the queries. So, Vikas, you have asked, Alay Vigyan is same as Nirvan or different? It is nearly the same as Nirvan. Nearly, not exactly, but it is a pool of consciousness. And those consciousness which merge in Alay Vigyan, not to rise again ever. जहां से वो कभी दोबारा राइज नहीं करेगी क्योंकि उनके अंदर का मोमेंटम खत्म हो चुका है. The momentum within those consciousness has ended because there is no karma. There is no balance of karma. Therefore, those consciousness attain nirvana. So we cannot say it is exactly the same thing, but yes. So merger of consciousness after having zero karma into Alay Vigyan is known as nirvana. So Swalakshan is the inherent nature. It is the basic nature of something, Swalakshan. So when the atoms combine, it is the inherent nature of atoms to combine and disintegrate, according to Yin-Yang theory. Swalakshan means basic nature kya hai? Basic Lakshan. Lakshan means qualities. What are Swa means self. So what are the self qualities of anything? So Swalakshan is a generic term which can be used in different perspectives. Then Kaleshas are karmic particles. No, Kaleshas are passions in Jain philosophy which attract karmic particles, which are known as Pudgal, Atul. Irfan, ma'am, as Kashai was the reason of embodied soul in Jainism. What is the initial reason of rising of Pravritti Vigyan from Alay Vigyan? Kalisht Manovigyan. So Kalisht Manovigyan, that is the tendency of ego, tendency of self-love, tendency of self-pride is the reason so that if you start loving yourself, all the other vices will start coming, like anger. Somebody offends you, you become angry. Lust, because you want pleasure all the time. Then pride. Then all the kinds of passions will start attacking you if you become too obsessed with your own self. I was talking about Kaleshas we read yesterday in Buddhism. Okay, so no, again, Kaleshas are passions. Kalesha is a Hindi term which has been used for passions. Passions. So it's the same thing. Arushi. Ma'am, can you please do 3? Yeah. Can you please? Kya, beta? Are you people are ready with your answers or not? How much time you are taking? Bharat, always first in the class. Very good. Online also you are the first. So भरत का आंसर आप लोग खोल के देख सकते हैं. How has So Bharat, when you are writing this introduction now, you have to make it a little more. You have to improve this introduction because here you have directly jumped onto something like proving the self itself. Introduction के अंदर पहले आपको बताना चाहिए that Yogachar is a school of Mahayana Buddhism, which propagates or which propounds an idealistic theory about or idealistic philosophy. Simply, here they have accepted consciousness to be the only reality and rejected any material element in the world. Full stop. Khatam. At the end, you might even add one thing. According to them, there is only Vigyan, which is real. Vigyan means consciousness. Khatam. The introduction ho gaya. Because बाकी आपका पूरा जो answer है, all the subparts that you have to deal with, the complete answer you have to deal with, you will have to write the various arguments. And if you give the argument in itself, in the introduction itself, what will you write in your points? Arguments to reject matter. Good. So here, when you have written this example, blue color, an idea of blue color, this is Sahopalam Niyam, and then you can write the technical term. Very good. Illusion, very right. Very good. You can, okay, fine. ये एक ही पेज क्यों आ रहा है? Okay. Very good, conclusion, and you have written the points, but a little more work, a little more revision will improve your answer. But a good answer. Very good, Bharat. हाँ, मुझे लग रहा था भरत कि आपका आंसर क्यों नहीं आ रहा है. It's okay. As there is no origination and end of dream, how they compare reality with dreams? Means origination क्यों नहीं है? Dreams कभी ना कभी तो start होते हैं ना. They originate, and at the end also there is a origination and ending of the dreams. Atul, sorry, Vikas. Buddhism is divided into two schools of philosophy, which are Hinayana and Mahayana. देखो एक दूसरे के आंसर्स देखना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. See the answers of each other because that will give you a understanding how you should write a good answer. Now, once you are up to a certain level, I will also show you toppers copies so that we understand what are the structures, how we can well present it. It's a good strategy to work with. So I think this is the copy of Atul in green pen. Firstly, you don't have to write in green pen. Secondly, you will have to improve your handwriting. Third, when you are writing introduction, you don't have to give the basics like Hinayana and Mahayana. You can directly write that Yogacharya is a Mahayana school Buddhism. Very good. You have written Sahopalam Niyam. Very good, Atul. Aman. Same copy. Harshita. Are you not? ये बच्चों ने अपलोड करी ना, नव्या, people have uploaded their answers. You can see. Harshita. Very good. You have used the word bhavatmak. So you see, when an examiner sees the keywords, the technical terms of philosophy, they become happy because they feel, हाँ, बच्चे को समझ आ गया है. Very good. Very good answer, Harshita. You can also, use the criticism. You have not criticized it properly. But yes, if you put in the criticism and the comparison, this answer is good. Parth. देखो हमें नहीं पता. We don't know. One of your, one of you will be the toppers. So, just respect your classmates and also respect your own self when you are writing an answer. But I'm not able to open your answer because it is not supported from this. Chats में नहीं दिख रहा. So you people are not able to see the answers of others, Pinky and Navya. No, this is to everyone. How can I show it? Let me see. But I don't know how I can share the answers of others. But it's okay. So what we will do now, when we go to the class on Monday or Tuesday, then I will show you the answers. I don't know how we can share. I'm not technologically very sound. But yes, you got the idea that if you revise well, you can write good answers. This is what I wanted to show you, nothing else. So the whole point is that you should keep writing. The more you write, the better your answers will get. Simply, no other way. There are people who study, but if they don't write, they will never know how much they retain. Okay. Oh, so many people have shared their copies now. Okay. I'll just quickly go over. बाकी सारे बच्चे क्या कर रहे हैं? Very good handwriting, Nikita. Is Nikita right? Very good handwriting. Samay. Nikita, very good handwriting. Good answer. Happy. Samay, you have written such good handwriting and such nice answer. Very good. Very good. So I'm not able to show you the answers of Samay, but he has written a very nice answer. Here the introduction. Yogachar is the strictly idealist philosophy in Indian philosophy, which has important thinkers like Maitreya Vasubandhu. Being an atheistic school, it accepts Alay Vigyan to be the source of empirical world. Very good. Arguments, bhavatmak. Technical term use kari? Very good. And then the arguments from dreams, illusion, etc. are given. Very good, Samay. Atul. Good. Theory of Yogachar. No, Atul. No, Atul. So you have written Yogachar believes that world is made up of particles which are momentary in nature. Shanikmat. No. वो हिनयान में खत्म हो गया. Particles and all material things ended with hinyan. In Yogachar, they accept only consciousness to be the real, only consciousness to be real. बाद में आपने लिख दिया they have rejected the material world accepted by Hinyan, but you know you should be writing in very clear terms. Very clear terms. Criticism. Okay. But again, there are two arguments. In your notes, you will find there are two arguments, one bhavatmak and one abhavatmak. Means one is the rejection of material objects or material world, external world, and second is the acceptance of idealist theory or acceptance of consciousness to be the only reality. दोनों arguments आपको लिखने अपने आंसर में to make it complete. You have to write both the arguments. Aman, yes, I have seen your answer, Aman. Green pen. So it is a okay answer. Okay, fine. Let us continue today. I got it. I am happy that you people can write. You know, I am a teacher, so I always criticize, but you people are writing good answers. I am happy with your first attempt. You people are already writing answers which are, which people are generally able to write after 2-3 readings. So this means it's good. It's good you have understood the philosophy. The conclusion again, Samay, it will come slowly. Just keep practicing. And slowly and steadily, you will realize what conclusion we can write. Of course, when we will do specific answer writing, then we will discuss about it. Yes, Atul, please ask. Amman, ma'am, what is the meaning of Tadatme? Tadatme is a special kind of a relationship. So Tadatme is a relationship where just like waves and ocean. So waves are part of ocean, but yet a modification of ocean. So when such a relation is there, which is inseparable, yet distinction is there. Inseparable. Can you separate wave from water? No, you cannot separate wave from water because water makes up the wave. But yes, you can understand when I say wave and when I say water, they are two different things. So such kind of a relation is known as Tadatme, which is neither of identity and nor of difference. Neither of identity means it's not the same thing and neither it is different. Okay, ma'am, can you please explain Pramanu Sanghatvad argument of Yogachar? So, Pramanu Sanghatvad argument, which one, beta? Just hold on. Ma'am, but to write in a conclusion to make it outstanding. So, conclusion should be something which summarizes the whole answer, which leads a way forward. Something like this. So, like in Yogachar, you can also write about Madhyamika Shunyavad, but because abhi humne padha nahi hai, I understand that you will not be able to write it. But once we will study Madhyamika Shunyavad, we can say that after Yogachar Vigyanvad, the natural conclusion was towards Madhyamika Shunyavad, where they also rejected the consciousness itself, leading to the acceptance of only Shunya as reality. So now when you write such conclusion, it connects you with the overall it traces the whole history of the concept. So right now you will not be able to write. That is why you will be writing best introductions and conclusions once the complete syllabus is finished. Should it include a line of our understanding? No, no, Navya. We should only write what philosophers have told. Just nothing from our side. And there is a question. Examine the criticism of transmigration of soul by Charvak. In this question, what should be the content? You tell me what should be the content. So has Charvak accepted soul? No. According to him, body is the soul and body doesn't transmigrate. Body disintegrates after death. So is there any transmigration which can happen in Charvak? No. So you will talk about the complete epistemology and metaphysics, and later on his criticism about transcendental entities like soul, rebirth, etc., which we have already written. Bharat, ma'am, in Sahupulam Niyam can be criticized based on Moore's explanation where he separates between consciousness and experience? Yes, Bharat, we can do it. But this deep question will never come in our syllabus. But yes, if there is something like this, you can use it. Now, what is the meaning of Arth Kriya Karitva? So, Aman, Arth Kriya Karitva is the causal efficiency. According to Buddhism, things exist only if they can cause something. In Hindi, for the benefit of students who are more comfortable in Hindi, अगर कोई चीज कुछ कर नहीं सकती है, किसी चीज का कुछ प्रोडक्ट नहीं देती है, तो वो चीज बुद्धिज्म के हिसाब से एग्जिस्ट नहीं करती. एग्जिस्ट बुद्धिज्म के हिसाब से क्या चीज एग्जिस्ट करती है? जो कुछ इफेक्ट दे सके, जो कुछ चेंज ला सके, समथिंग व्हिच कैन कॉज एनीथिंग. इफ देयर इज नो कॉजल एफिशिएंसी, अगर कोई चीज कुछ नई चीज कॉज नहीं कर रही है, कुछ नया नहीं लेकर आ रही है, if a particular thing is not causing another movement, another thing, another idea, then that thing doesn't exist, because things are momentary. Momentary means this is for a moment, this is for a moment, causing another causing. So this means this exists only when it is able to cause this. अगर ये इसको cause नहीं कर रहा, तो इसके अंदर causal efficiency ही नहीं है, तो ये exist नहीं करेगा. According to Buddhism, Arth Kriya Karitva. Because Shanikvad can be explained only on the basis of Arth Kriya Karitva properly. Should conclusion only have the details of questions asked? Not exactly, but most of the time it should. But if the topic is big enough, then we can also write a generic conclusion. Or can conclude whole Yogacar. Yes, you can do that. Atul Shah, reality of material and conscious dharma are known through direct perception. Reality of material and conscious dharma are known through direct perception. In notes, it was written how consciousness to be known through direct perception. Which notes, beta? Now, please share the notes, because just one line cannot explain things. We will have to see the context. What is the meaning of commentary in commentary on Abhidham? Commentary means explanation. So all these great literature like Abhidham, Vedant, all of these have been written in a very deep and profound language, very difficult language. So to make it more understandable for the people, a lot of scholars, monks used to write explanation of these books. So those explanations are known as commentary. Now, what is Sanskrit Dharma and Asanskrit Dharma? We will do it. Don't worry. At the end, we will do it. Can you give little explanation of Pramanu Sanghatvad argument? Okay, I'll just see what argument you people are asking. How Buddha define Akash? So Akash, according to Buddha, is space. Space. And according to Buddha, space is also permanent, just like Nirvana. Now, what is the difference between epistemological realism and epistemological idealism? So if things are real, and we can know them directly through perception, epistemological realism. Directly perceive कर सकते हैं, चीजें बाहर हैं. I can see this pen is outside and I can see this pen directly. Epistemological realism. Epistemological idealism, we don't know what is outside, but only from the picture, only from the sensations, I have formed the image in my mind, and from that image we get knowledge. So this point will become more clear when we do the Western philosophy Locke. And at this point will become more clear then. But for this is the epistemological realism and idealism. In simple sense, this is an apple. I view it directly and I know it, knowledge. Epistemological realism, because apple real है और हमें इसकी direct knowledge होती है through perception. There is this apple, we don't know what exactly is outside, but because whatever we know is through sensation of sweet, round, all of these things that we know, all of these qualities form a kind of an image in my mind. And through that image, I form knowledge. This is epistemological idealism. Okay. So Irfan, they will reject Abhidham. Who will reject Abhidham? No, nobody will reject Abhidham. Abhidham is a text of Buddhism which is nearly accepted by all, specifically by Yogacara. Yes, Vinod, Alay Vigyan is something similar to the Brahma of Vedanta, but because we haven't done Vedanta, so I'm not comparing it right now. But yes, it is so. What's the epistemology of Yogacara? So epistemology of Yogacara is that we only have consciousness and only through consciousness we know things. There is no material element. कोई material element है ही नहीं. So epistemological idealism, Yogacara is one. Regarding consciousness question, which question, beta? Atul? Okay, it has been shared. Vasubandhu and Yogacara are same. Vasubandhu is the scholar's name who has practiced, who has promoted Yogacara Buddhism. So Vasubandhu is the name. You people haven't read ancient history. So if you have read culture and ancient history, you would know the name of Vasubandhu. So Vasubandhu is the Buddhist scholar, very famous Buddhist scholar, who propounded, who gave the philosophy of Yogacara. No, Abhidham is a text, is a book. Abhidham. So there are 3 Pitaks, books of Buddhism. So one of the book or text is Abhidham. Abhidham Pitak. Pitak is the book for compilation. Pitak. Siddharth. हाँ. किसका essence is of material? Irfan. Whose essence is material? Abhidham. Abhidham is a text. Okay. Very different kinds of doubts. So it is written in Vibhashika now. So beta, this is the concept of Vibhashika. Vibhashika is a Hinayanist concept. Hinayan ka Vibhashika is a school of Hinayan, school of philosophy in Buddhism. And Hinayan is a realist school. हमने बनाया था ये वाला chart. Buddhism divided into 2, Hinayan and Mahayana. Right? Hinayan के अंदर हमने दोबारा से करा था Vibhashika and Swatantrika. So we also told that Hindyan itself is a realist school. Realist school means it accepts the independent reality of material as well as spiritual elements. Spiritual elements मतलब के जो हमारे क्वालिटीज हैं, जो धर्म है, कॉन्शियसनेस है, वो एग्जिस्ट करती है. और मटेरियल मतलब परमाणु, जो भी हमारी परमाणु से रिलेटेड, एटम्स से रिलेटेड जो थ्योरी थी, that परमाणुs or the subatomic particles come together and they join to form atoms, and these atoms come to join form material objects, gross material objects. So this is a Hindyanist theory, part of Vaibhashika. There it is a right statement, absolutely right statement. So according to Hindyan, specifically Vaibhashika, there are lot of subatomic atoms which are known as Pramanu. They come together to form atoms, and when these atoms come together to form gross objects like table. What is table? Table is made up of numerous atoms and numerous Pramanu. Now these all Pramanu, each Pramanu is itself having many dharmas or changeable momentary dharmas. Momentary dharmas means qualities. कैसी qualities है हर परमाणु में? Each परमाणु is having many qualities and changing. The qualities continuously change. And what are these qualities? These qualities are also known as Swalakshan. कोई और नहीं दे रहा इन qualities को. There is no one who is giving these qualities. These are the inherent qualities of those Pramanus. The Pramanus have their own qualities, which are known as Dharma or Swalakshan, and they are continuously changing. The qualities are continuously changing. So just like 1 minute you are sad, another minute you are happy, another minute you are angry, all of this is continuously changing. Similarly, the Pramanu itself, the subatomic particle itself is continuously changing within itself. हमेशा change करता जा रहा है. तो परमाणु अपने आप में change कर रहा है. This means when the Pramanu is changing and momentary, the atom becomes changing and momentary, and because the object is also made up of atoms, the object becomes changing and momentary. This is how they have explained the Kshanikvad or the overall philosophy. Fine. And you people have to understand that you cannot mix the concepts, because if you mix the concept, then it will create a confusion. स्वतंत्रिका की जो concept है वो स्वतंत्रिका में, वैभाषिका की वैभाषिका में, योगाचार की योगाचार में, है ना? Complete strict demarcation. So this realism of Vaibhashika that has been shared, those people who want to read deeper can read it, but currently it is not required by your syllabus. Fine. If you want to read deeper about it, you can read it, and if you want material, I can provide it. And we can give you more detailed notes. Fine, but it is not required, because the types of questions that are asked are nearly very simple. Okay, so we have done Hindyan. In Mahayana, we have completed Yogachar philosophy, and we have also seen the criticism of it. Today we are going to do Madhyamika. Shunyavad. A very interesting and very deep philosophy. Madhyamika Shunyavad is compared with Vedanta, and some people say, so Madhyamika Shunyavad was propounded by a philosopher, Nagarjuna. He was there in 2nd century BC types, and he's a very, very, very renowned scholar. Very renowned scholar. It is said कि वो इतने renowned थे. He was born in Madhya Pradesh itself, in a Brahmin family, and in that family he learned astrology, astronomy, Ayurveda, all the Vedas and everything. And he was very bright child, very bright child. And after some time, after reading all of these things, becoming an expert, writing books on alchemy. Alchemy means chemistry. Even now, when somebody does the higher studies in chemistry, they have to read Nagarjuna because he was a very great alchemist. Alchemist means somebody who works with chemicals. Fine. So he was a great scholar. Being a Brahmin, he had learned all the Vedic teachings, but after some time, he switched to Buddhism. He started liking Buddhism and he became a great propounder of Mahayana Buddhism. And it is said that Nagarjuna's findings were so influential that it impacted the philosophical trend itself. पूरा trend ही change कर दिया इन्होंने अपनी philosophy से. And the kind of philosophy he has given, it is said that Shankaracharya or the Vedant that we will study, the Advaita Vedanta, according to some scholars, Advaita Vedanta or Shankaracharya is nothing but a modification of Shunyavada of Nagarjuna. That is why there are allegations against Shankaracharya that he was a Prashan Buddhist. Prashan Buddhist means a person who is by heart a Buddhist, but he is giving his own theory with a different name. है ना? तो इस तरीके से इनके ऊपर allegations लगाए जाते हैं. But definitely, whatever we say or see, the similarity between Shunyavad of Nagarjuna and Vedant of Shankaracharya are quite striking. बहुत similarities हैं, but still they are not the same. The overall philosophy is different in both of them, but yes, there are a lot of similarities that we can see. To understand Shunyavad, we will have to open our mind. It's not easy. Even after reading books after books, many scholars still don't understand the true meaning of Shunyavad. It is because the Shunya itself, the Shunya means this word Shunya, it has multiple interpretations, it has multiple meanings. For some, it might mean zero. For some, it might mean void. Void means nothing. For some, it might mean nihilism. Nihilism means सब कुछ खत्म, कुछ भी नहीं है, कुछ exist नहीं करता. For others, Shunya might means non-being. कोई है नहीं. But the true meaning of Shunya is none of this. So this Nagarjuna has used the word Shunya in not these contexts, but in a different context. In the starting itself, I tell you, Shunya means indescribable. शून्य का असली मतलब क्या है? Indescribable, according to Nagarjuna. This indescribable in Hindi is known as anirvachaniya. Anirvachaniya means something which cannot be put into words. Anirvachaniya, vach matlab speech. Something which cannot be put into speech is anirvachaniya or indescribable. तो इसकी कहानी कैसे शुरुआत होती है? So, according to Nagarjuna, Buddhism is basically made on 4 noble truths which Buddha gave. So Buddha has given these 4 noble truths, and according to Nagarjuna, the first noble truth, dukh, and the second noble truth, there is a cause of dukh, are the same in the sense, according to Nagarjuna, everything in this world has a cause. Everything, nothing is there. Nothing is there without cause. And things are linked in a chain of cause and effect. This effect becomes then cause of something else and gives another effect. This effect again becomes cause and gives another effect. And this chain goes on till when? कब तक चलती रहती है ये cause and effect? Infinity. Always. Because things are in a continuous chain of cause and effect, Nagarjuna says, this world that we are in, the empirical world क्या है? Anything which we can experience, all this empirical world is part of this causal chain. There in this empirical world, nothing is without cause. Everything is with a cause. बारिश क्यों हो रही है? क्योंकि बादल थे. बादल क्यों बने? So why was there rain? Because there were clouds. Why were there clouds? Because there was evaporation. Why was there evaporation? Because there was sun. Why was there sun? Because there was once the separation of hot what do you say, land masses separated. Why was it? Why did it happen? Because there was a big bang. Why did big bang happen? Because there was this condensation of the density of a particular point of singularity. Why did this happen? So we can go on and on and on, but everything in this world is related to cause and effect. Cause and effect. Now, if things in this empirical world, which empirical world hai, if this empirical world is always in a changing state like if there is a cow, it gives milk, milk is then turned into curd, curd is then turned into butter, then butter is turned into ghee, then ghee is again put on roti. Now roti is in the stomach, and this is the complete chain. Things are changing. Everything is the cause of another. Everything is the cause of another. Now tell me, when we talk about this changing reality, now he was a logician also. The Nagarjuna, he was a logician also. Now take his, he will apply his logic here. So in this empirical world, which is always changing, always momentary, in this changing world, can you say things are permanent? Can you say things are permanent or is? मैंने बताया था इसका क्या मतलब है. Real का क्या मतलब है philosophy में? In philosophy, real or is means permanently real, permanently existing. Are things permanently existing? No. Is cow permanent? No, it will die after some time. Is milk permanent? No, it will turn to curd after some time. Is curd permanent? No. This means things are not permanent. They are neither is not real. Permanent नहीं है, real नहीं है, is नहीं है. Is मतलब is just a connotation. Something is there. Existence show करता है. Second, are they non-being? यहाँ पे being भी लिख सकते हैं. ये सब देखो same terms हैं, different understanding, different English, nothing else. All of this the same. Being, permanent, is real, same thing. और are things non-being? Non-being मतलब कुछ भी नहीं है क्या? Not is, क्या चीजें है ही नहीं? Unreal? No. Things are there because you see cow. It's not that cow is not there. Cow is there. But you can't, cow is there, but it is temporary. It's not permanent. Milk is there, but it is not permanent. So we cannot say milk is not there. It is there. So can you accept that things are, the world is not being or non-being, is not is or unreal? Like a barren woman's son. A barren woman's son means क्या एक बांझ औरत का बच्चा हो सकता है? So it is not there. So can you say the world is like a barren woman's son, or is it not non-being? No. कुछ तो है. You see the cow, you see the milk, you see the curd, you see the butter, you see the mountains, you see the rain, you see other people, you see the table. So things are there, but they are not permanent. Fine. Then third thing, can you say that they are both being and non-being at the same time? देखो सिर्फ logic चल रहा है ना? It is like using logic to defeat the opponent or give your theory. A very mathematical approach. So being या फिर is and is not, या फिर real and unreal. Can a thing be both real and unreal at the same time? Not possible. Why is it not possible? Because it is contradictory. बिल्कुल दिमाग देख रहे हो कैसे एकदम मतलब सीधा सीधा दिमाग चलाया है, not very complex. Fourth, can you say the things are neither being, कुछ है भी नहीं, कुछ है भी नहीं और कुछ नहीं भी है भी नहीं. Neither non-being. Is it possible that something is neither being not nor being? वो नहीं भी है और है भी नहीं. Now this is a complex thing to understand, right? But you don't have to understand. You just have to learn it. No problem, because this is a state which we cannot comprehend easily. Fine. So according to it, there are only 4 ways. Chatushkoti. According to Buddhism, there are only 4 ways in which we can think about things. There are only 4 logics which can be applied to anything in the world, all the knowledge in the world. So according to Nagarjuna, the world, the empirical world, which is continuously changing, can neither be called permanent, can neither be called not being, can neither be called both, and can neither be called neither. ऐसा भी नहीं कह सकते कि ये दोनों के अगेंस्ट है, because ये वाली चीज क्या है? Not possible. Again, confident. Then what is the nature of world? What is the nature of this external world? So according to Madhyamika, what is Madhyamika here? Madhyamika means middle path. और वो middle path क्या था? वो हमने देखा था that things are temporary. They are neither permanent nor unreal. They are neither real nor unreal, but they are temporary. It appears they are there, but then they change their nature. It appears the milk is there, but after some time turns to curd. It appears that there is curd, but it after some time turns to butter. So this means there is a continuous change going on. And if somebody asks, कि जो empirical world है, this empirical world of objects, what is the nature of this? What is the permanent nature of this world? What can you see? You can only say it is shunya. Shunya means indescribable. Can you say the world is permanent? No. Can you say there is nothing? No. Is it both? No. Is it neither? No. What is the world then? According to Nagarjuna, we call this world, this empirical world, as Swabhav Shunya. Swabhav means qualities. कोई भी qualities जो है वो permanent है ही नहीं. क्या आप qualities define कर सकते हो? You cannot define the qualities of anything in this empirical world. Example. Can you say that apple is sweet? There are apples which are sour. If apple after some time, after some time you see an apple, it might turn bad. Kadwa. So this means the nature of apple is not permanent. It is indescribable. If you want to know the permanent quality of this apple, there is no permanent quality. There is nothing fixed. All the time, the nature, the dharma, the qualities are changing. The swabhav is changing. Swabhav means nature. So nature of this thing is changing. Can you say one person, take any person, any of your friend, can you say the nature of this person or the swabhav of this person is permanent, or can you say this person is this good? Is this person good for all? Is this person good even in the troubled conditions? Is this person good even to enemies? Can you say anything fixed about a person? No. A person may be good to some people, bad to others, undecided for others, neutral for others. So you cannot define a swabhav of anything in this world. So according to Nagarjuna, this world is completely in a flux. And because it is in a flux, there is no permanent quality or nature that we can define. And because we cannot define a permanent nature or quality in this world, this thing is known as Swabhav Shunya. Swabhav means qualities, indescribable. This means all the qualities of all the things that we find are indescribable. In essence, this empirical world is Swabhav Shunya. ये पूरी दुनिया कैसी है? Swabhav Shunya. Swabhav Shunya means indescribable. Now, can you understand this concept of Swabhav Shunya? If yes, then please write yes in the comment box so that we can move forward. Ma'am, can we say Heraclitus has a similar point of view as Nagarjuna? Says everything is changing. Absolutely, Anum. Heraclitus and Buddhism are quite similar. Hold on. Doesn't it is it contradictory to Buddhist teaching? Buddha temporary, Nagarjuna indescribable. So we can say that Nagarjuna's way of understanding temporary is indescribable. Neither not being. So, Aman, this is a concept which will not be easily understandable. That is why I told you to learn it. We easily understand that things can be being and non-being. है ना? When I say being, being मतलब कुछ है. This is a pen, being. कुछ नहीं है. Non-being. Non-being. Nothing is in my hand. Non-being. Something is not there. But when we say something is neither being, neither non-being at the same time, this is a concept which is very different, and you will be amazed to know that such concepts are being explored by science, specifically astronomy. When there is a talk about black holes, when there are talks about those celestial bodies where there are laws of gravity, laws of matter, laws of electrostatic forces, they break down. So the planets are moving on a particular gravitational force. Atoms are combining themselves through some forces. So all of the world is made up of forces, but these forces also become irrelevant in a particular state, like black hole. वहाँ पे कोई laws नहीं लगती. This concept of neither being and neither non-being is very close to that thing, but it is very difficult to put it in words, because to understand it, you will have to go into a deeper understanding of being and non-being. So, but that is not in our syllabus. We should not dwell too much, because that thing is, if somebody wants to pursue and give their own theory, maybe, so we are not inclined towards that. So you just understand that Nagarjuna has applied Chatushkoti, that is the 4 principles or the 4 logics of thought on the empirical world. So when he applies all the 4 logic on the empirical world, he finds that this empirical world is neither being. Being nahi hai. Being means permanent. Is it permanently there? No. Is the world permanent? Is the mountains permanent? Is the rivers permanent? Are the people permanent? Are the nature permanent? Are the atoms permanent? No. So he says being is not. We cannot say world is being. Then can we say the world is non-being? कुछ नहीं है. ये भी possible नहीं है. Why? Because something is there. We see the planets, we see ice, we see mountains, we see rivers for this time. So this means there is something. And third alternative he gives is that we can also think of something which is being and non-being at the same time, but it is contradictory. Can there be light and dark at the same time from the same point of view? Not possible. So Jain's mein, the point of view was different, but here he is taking from the same point of view. Is it possible to have being and non-being in the same thing? No. And the fourth condition is like something like another state. You have to understand this. So it is neither being, neither non-being. And none of the 4 are applicable on empirical world. Therefore, Nagarjuna says that empirical world is Swabhava Shunya. Swabhava Shunya means there is no, we cannot say any particular quality. Can you say this table is permanent? No. Can you say this table is strong? If you put a child on a table, it is strong. But if you make 10 elephants stand on this table, the table is weak. So relative. This table is strong only if you put a man on it. But if you put 10 elephants, the table is very weak. So can you say it is a strong or a weak table? No. This means that if you want to talk about this reality, if you want to put any quality to this reality, you cannot, because it is Swabhava Shunya. Swabhava Shunya means it is indescribable. You cannot describe any quality, any aspect, or any attribute of this world. Fine. Ma'am, world is real and changing. The world real is not being said by Nagarjuna. according to him. I told you na, when these people in philosophy talk about real, they mean real forever, permanently real for all times. But can you see the world is real for all times? No, it will go away one at some point of time. But yes, the world is changing always. Aman Sonkar, ma'am, what is the difference between 3 and 4? What 3 and 4? What is 3? So it is both and neither situation. So when we study logic, you people might not have studied logic. So when we study logic, we always understand things as is. First condition. Second condition is not. Na? Pen is. एक pen है. Pen is not. There is no pen. Third, is and is not together. Both. लेकिन क्या एक साथ? Can you say pen is and pen है भी और नहीं भी? नहीं कह सकते. Fourth, neither is मतलब है भी नहीं और या फिर and neither is not. So it is like neither. ना तो वो है ना ही नहीं है. तो यहाँ पे both है और यहाँ पे neither है. That is the difference. Pratibha. Is he rejecting Dwadas Nidan by accepting infinite causal relation? What about liberation for him? No. Dwadas Nidan is again a cause and effect chain which he is accepting. And there are numerous causes. Dwadas Nidan is one such chain. There are numerous other chains. So you might have studied environment where there are food chains which are part of food web. I don't know if you have read food chain and food web, but yes, so there are food chains which are overall connected with the food webs. So it is something like this. There are numerous causal chains which are overall connected to the various other causal chains, making a completely causal world. Liberation, we will do now. Liberation, of course, Pratibha. Let us first understand his theory. After that, we will understand what liberation is according to Nagarjuna or Mahayana. Is this Shunya similar to the zero of Aryabhatta? No. You people listen to the lecture or not? What I told you in the first thing that I told you, that Shunya in Shunyavad does not mean zero, void, nothing, non-being or nihilism. This is the first thing I told you. This is not the meaning of Shunya. Shunya means indescribable, something which cannot be spoken about. Anirvachनीय, something which is not spoken about. Is this mean everything is relative? Yes, Samin, everything is relative. Irfan, no quality of indescribable reality is describable. Okay, yes. Asti Nyasti Avyaktam. Yes, but that is Jainism. We will not include Jainism here. We will not intermingle and put the concepts of one into another. Because if you put Jainism now, if you try to put concepts of Jainism and Buddhism will not be understandable. Because they operate on a different mindset. And Jainism operate on a different mindset. If we clearly want to understand the mindset of Buddhism, we have to stick to the concepts of Buddhism. I always say, be loyal to the philosophers and philosophy will reward you greatly. Loyal means जब बुद्धिज्म पढ़ रहे हैं तो एकदम बुद्धिस्ट बन गए हैं और बुद्धिस्ट की तरह सोच रहे हैं सब कुछ मोमेंटरी है तो क्या है और फिर शून्यवाद है तो वो इनडिस्क्राइबेबल है. But the moment you study Jainism, you switch on to the personality of a Jain, whereby things are permanent. There things are having different aspects and we can view it from different relative points. So with the point of view, our reality will change. That's Jainism. So Jainism को Jainism के concept से समझेंगे, Buddhism को Buddhism के concept से, आगे हम लोग सांख्य पढ़ेंगे तो सांख्य को सांख्य के concept से पढ़ेंगे. Because if you try to understand Buddhism with any other concept of Jainism, Vedanta or any other thing, intermingling, because same चीज पे बात हो रही है, so everybody is talking about the same things. Intermingling हो जाएगी, confusion हो जाएगा. We don't have to do it. है ना? Make a character in your mind and be firm. This is the Buddhist point of thinking. which I will apply only when I am writing the answers of Buddhism. Fine. Sudhanshu, how is it still under Buddhism when the basics have changed? No, no, no. Sudhanshu, the basics haven't changed. It is just a different, what do you say, a more elaborate interpretation. So Buddha said everything is non-permanent. So I'll show you the evaluation. Evolution of the, not evaluation, evolution of the thought process. खैर हमें ये बाद में करना था, but you people want right now, so we can do it right now also. So in Buddhism, there is an evolution thing. Buddha said everything is non-permanent. Nothing is permanent. है ना? Non-permanent means anityavad, which was later interpreted as Kshanikvad. Kshanikvad is the interpretation of anityavad, which is momentariness. Fine. Now this Kshanikvad, in Hinayan, they applied this Kshanikvad on both matter and soul. So matter is also momentary, soul is also momentary. All of these are momentary. Fine. And this Kshanikvad, when Mahayana applied it, so when Yogachar applied it, according to Yogachar, what is momentary? Matter to hai nahi. In Yogachar, there is no matter. So what is there? Only soul or Vigyan. This soul or Vigyan is temporary and this is momentary. There is this complete momentariness of soul where one Vigyan leads to another Vigyan. This is like, one idea leads to another idea. So reality is only ideal. Reality sirf hamare dimag mein hai. Something like this, that supposedly in yoga, if you have to understand Yogachar, if I put 2 electrodes in your brain, and with those electrodes, if we put all the signals of some other city, maybe you are sitting in Delhi, and I put from with this neural transmitters and neural signals, we will project you an image that you are in London, studying in a particular college and moving on the pavement. You will never know that you have not experienced it, because ultimately what you experience is actually in your mind only. So in reality, you are feeling you are going. So to understand Yogachar, we will have to, if possible, just go around some mall or etc. You will find some 3D, 4D, 7D experience centers or virtual reality games where you feel you are in the field while you are sitting in your sofa. How do you feel that you are in a field and doing batting? जबकि आप सोफे पे बैठे हो. So the reality, that the sensations you are getting. So according to Yogachar, everything is just sensations, and these sensations are where? In our consciousness. So they actually put this Kshanikvad into the concept of consciousness. And from this Mahayana comes the Shunyavad. And when we say Shunyavad, this Shunyavad rejects both matter and both soul, and they accept that because everything is kshanik or everything is momentary, both soul and both matter are momentary. This means everything is shunya or indescribable. We cannot describe it. So it is like the interpretation of momentary is done in a manner of knowledge and it becomes indescribable. So Nagarjuna has not changed the theory, but he has interpreted in his own manner. Augmented reality. Augmented reality is, yes, virtual reality, augmented reality. Fine? Okay. Now, so this empirical world. So now it is established by Nagarjuna that this empirical world is Swabhav Shunya. Fine. Subhav Shunya means there is no nature that we can ascribe to this reality. No nature. And we cannot say anything about it. So therefore, according to him, this empirical world is indescribable. Now, if everything is indescribable in this empirical world, then there must be something which must be permanent. कुछ ऐसा होगा ना, अगर सब कुछ momentary है. If everything is momentary, then even for this momentary, there must be something permanent which we must talk about. If empirical world is there, then the way out of this empirical world is nirvana. Nirvana is what? Liberation. In liberation. Now this liberation is permanent according to Buddhism. The liberation is permanent. Once your karma balance is zero, your balance has turned to zero, this means there is no balance. Then why will a person get a new birth? No need of new birth. Therefore, there is no cycle of birth and death. Nirvana is permanent. But nirvana is permanent. But can you describe nirvana? Can you have any words for nirvana? Ultimately, why was Buddha silent? Why was Buddha silent when somebody said, what is nirvana? What do we get in nirvana? He said what? There is a lamp, there is the flame, it goes out. Goes out what? There will be no rebirth. Khatam. Did he explain what will happen in the nirvana? No. Now, because of this Buddha's silence, this Shunyavad, Madhyamik Shunyavad, interpreted this liberation into a different manner. So because the liberation is permanent, but can you describe this liberation in any words? So somebody who has not achieved nirvana, they can never know, they can never talk about what nirvana is. Something like, if a person has never had a rasgulla, I always give this example of a rasgulla so that it gets imprinted in your mind. If a person has never had a rasgulla, you can never tell him the taste by just words. Can you describe rasgulla exactly? That is like, if somebody has never eaten a rasgulla, you go and tell him, yeah, it's very sweet. But the sweet kaise? So sweet like honey? He said, no, it's not sweet like honey. It's a very spongy, white color. So the other person says, white. White means kalakand. Now the first person says, no, not like kalakand. It's not kalakand. It's something like, made up of paneer or cheese. Cheese like, the cheese balls? You say, no. Now you are not able to make him understand what exactly is the taste of rasgulla. Why? Because to understand the taste of rasgulla, you will have to have it. Until and unless you have it, you cannot describe it. And you actually cannot describe it. Even after having it, you cannot describe. You can just realize it. You can just have the taste of rasgulla and understand yourself. This means that nirvana or liberation, according to Nagarjuna, is prapanch shunya. What is prapanch shunya? Something which cannot be put into words. Anirvachनीय. Something which cannot be put into words. Anirvachनीय or indescribable. Because only the person who has attained nirvana know what is nirvana. All else are just not realizing it. They are just putting words, but they have not realized it. Unhe pata nahi hai nirvana hota kya. So nirvana, that is something which is even permanent, is prapanch shunya. That is anirvachनीय or indescribable. And because you cannot put such things into words, what does Buddha do? Because if Buddha will say anything, people will not understand. Because something which you have not real. Nirvana is something very, very, very unique, out of the world. All things in the world are causally related, but nirvana is not causal. Nirvana is permanent. We have never had an experience. We can never experience something which is permanent. Now, the one who has realized Nirvana, can they tell it? No. So, all the mystic thinkers, if you go and ask Mahavir, what is the Kaivalya? They will not be able to explain what is Kaivalya. The only symbolic things they say, Kaivalya is Anant Chatushti. They are all for, great power, will, this, that, and they live in Siddhshila. You go to Shankaracharya and ask, what is liberation? What is moksha? People say, oh, that is the realization of Brahm. But again, it is not the complete description. All these words cannot explain. These words are just like saying Rasgulla meetha hota hai. These words are just like saying that Rasgulla is a sweet. But does it explain, or does it give you? Can it make you realize the taste of Rasgulla? You people have had Rasgulla, so you might not be able to relate with it. So have you had pita bread? Pita bread bhi khaya hoga tum logon ne to. Let me think of a dish which you have not had. Avocado. Okay. So if somebody tells you the taste of avocado, will you be able to understand what exactly is the taste of avocado? No. You can understand only after you have it. This means Nirvana is prapanch shunya. All the talks about Nirvana are useless because you cannot say anything about Nirvana. You can only realize it when you have it. So all talks about Nirvana are also prapanch shunya. This means Nirvana is also shunya. Shunya means prapanch shunya, indescribable, simple. So according to Nagarjuna, empirical world is also shunya, Nirvana is also shunya. Therefore, according to him, what is the ultimate reality? According to him, ultimate reality is shunya. Shunya means indescribable. Something which cannot be described. Simple. समझ में आई बात? Have you understood? Sure? Okay. What is samadhi? Samadhi is a meditative state. Samadhi लगाना. कौन से country में रहते हो और तुम लोगों को समाधि नहीं पता? Samadhi means a meditative state. So what do you do when you are in meditation? When you go in deep meditation, it is samadhi. Samadhi means the deep meditative state in essence, nothing else. Well, you Gen Z people, you are so away from your roots. You people are not knowing simple Hindi words. Simple Hindi or basic cultural concepts like samadhi, moksha. जैसे शिव समाधि में बैठते हैं. Yes. But why it feels that he is contradicting Buddha? Liberation was permanent. Nagarjuna told indescribable. Yes, Atul. That is why Mahayana is a different interpretation of Buddhism. So Buddha was very simple. His teachings are very simple. Did you see? In Buddhism, what is Buddhism? In Buddhism, what did Buddha say? Buddha said there are 4 noble truths. From second noble truth, we can understand that things are non-permanent. And because things are not non-permanent, we should not get attached. Simple. So what Buddha said is very simple. What Buddha said? Buddha said there are 4 noble truths. First truth is dukh, that everyone is dukhi or suffering. Second is there is a cause of suffering. Everything has a cause, therefore there must be a cause of suffering. Now, what is the cause of suffering? It is the ignorance. Ignorance about what? We feel things are permanent, but things are temporary or anitya in terms. So things are temporary. And if we understand that things are temporary and changing all the time, what will we get attached? No. So because things are temporary, we should not get attached to them. And the moment our attachment is gone, by adopting Eightfold Path, we can achieve a state. We can achieve a state where this attachment is completely gone. And once the attachment is gone, the karmas are not accumulated. Now, neither positive nor bad karmas, good and bad, both karmas are not accumulated. And once all the karmas are exhausted, the balance becomes zero. A person achieves nirvana. And when somebody asked, what is nirvana? He used to say, nothing. He used to say nirvana is just the liberation from suffering. That suffering goes away. And he gave the concept of blowing out. This nearly all of this has been accepted by Hinayan verbatim, except here, when Buddha was talking, he would never talk about matter or soul. He did not talk about matter or soul. He just said that everything is made up of Panch Skand. Panch Skand means there are 5 things which everything is made up of. Even what we understand as soul is nothing but a compilation of Panch Skand. What are Panch Skand? Roop, Vedana, Sangya, Sanskar, and Vigyan. These are the 5. And all of these 5 are changing. The roop means the form is changing, completely changing. So when you were small, when you were little, 5 years old, your form was different. Now you have grown tall, you have grown a little fatter. Your form has changed. The table, it might not appear, but yes, every time some atoms are shedding off, the shape is changing little bit. Everything is changing. Now, because everything is changing form, changeable. Vedana, feelings are always changing. Sometimes you are angry with the person. In next moment, you start liking that person. In next moment, you fall in love. And next, then you again become angry. What is this? Changing states, Vedana. Sangya is what? Cognition, knowledge, naming. So, names change. Earlier, names have changed for so many things. Now, when I say mouse, but do you understand rat or do you understand mouse of a computer? Mouse of a computer. Names have changed. The cognition, your knowledge changes continuously. One moment you are in lecture, next moment your phone rings up, you start looking at your phone. The phone ends and you feel like, oh, ma'am, kuch to bol rahi hai. Let us go back to the lecture. So your cognition is continuously changing. Sanskar are continuously changing. Sanskar are what? Impressions. The more karmas you do, the more sanskars are getting imprinted. So sanskars are also changing. Vigyan, consciousness is also changing. Sometimes you are less conscious, sometimes you are more conscious. Sometimes you are so alert, everything goes into your mind. Sometimes you are less alert. You hear, but nothing is going into your mind. Sometimes you are not at all conscious. You take the lecture, but nothing goes into your mind and you feel like, pata nahi kya chal raha hai. So what is this? Change in your consciousness. This means everything is continuously changing, and we and material bodies, both material bodies and us human beings plus animals, all of us are what? A collection of all these things. And if everything is changing, we are also changing. This means world itself is changing. So should you get attached to the world, things or material? No. ये तो बुद्धा ने बोला था. But Hinayan actually accepted material world and soul. They separated it. Buddha has not separated it, but these people separated it. They became realist. Because when Buddha se koi puchta tha, if somebody went and asked Buddha, is this table real which we are seeing? Buddha will just smile. He will not say anything. Because Buddha was not interested in metaphysics. And Buddha had a stature where that nobody actually counter-questioned him. Because, he had that aura, he had that spiritual energy. But his disciples could not hold back. They could not, they wanted to give answer to the other people who were asking questions. Then when they said realist, they become realist. Then Yogachar came. So Yogachar also, the same things, but they rejected matter and accepted only soul or Vigyan. Let's write Vigyan, not soul. Then Shunyavad said neither material nor soul, but the reality is only Shunya. Shunya means indescribable. So it is like different interpretations. Yes, Anu. Nagarjuna accepts four noble truths. Yes, Irfan, Shunyavadins believe in Nirvana, but they say it is indescribable. Nagarjuna, the influential Buddhist philosopher of Mayana, and they accept the four noble truths, which is fundamental doctrine of Buddhism. Okay. Is it mean you have to die to see heaven? You can't describe heaven while alive. That's why it is indescribable. Yes. Yes, Samay. But Buddhism will not believe in heaven. They will believe in Nirvana. Fine? Is it okay? Okay. Let us just see. इसको हम पढ़ लेंगे. Just let us just complete one more concept, and then after that we will start reading it. So apart from this Swabhav Shunya and Prapanch Shunya, it is a little more elaboration. Nagarjuna says that reality is of two kinds. So reality is of two kinds. One is Samvarti Satya. Samvarti Satya means empirical reality. Empirical reality matlab empirical world. And in this Samvarti Satya, or in this empirical reality, there is again two kinds of truths, two kinds of knowledge rather. What are the two kinds of knowledge? One is imagination, illusion, dreams. ये सब क्या है? One type of knowledge in this world. And second is lok or experiential truths. Experiential truths like the things that we find, empirically. When we are living in this world, we get two types of experiences of knowledge. One is the imagination. We can imagine that there is a, fiction, that there is a mountain of chocolates from where you can scoop out, a scoop of chocolate, and there is an ice cream mountain also. You can also put an ice cream, etc. So what is this? Imagination. Imagination. It is also something. I'm talking about it. I have imagined it. So there is something, some truth into it, but this is illusory. This is the dreams are what? These are also satya, but it is momentary satya. The moment my imagination finishes, the reality of that chocolate ice cream is gone. The moment my dream goes away, the reality is gone. The moment the illusion ends, till the time you are seeing an optical illusion, you see something. But the moment it is gone, you understand it, illusion is gone. So this kind of knowledge, this kind of truth are very momentary. बहुत छोटे समय के लिए होते हैं ना? Till the time the illusion is there, only till that time you will have this knowledge. Then there is this Lok Samvarti. What is Lok Samvarti? Lok Samvarti is the experiential truth. So the reality of our experiences, like you experience this table, chair, you experience other people, you are experiencing this lecture, you are experiencing water, food, you experience the air around you, the AC, the fan, everything, whatever you are having an experience of in this life, it is experiential truth. If somebody comes and tells you, this world is not real, you will say, "Kya baat kar rahe ho yaar? I am in this world. I have been living in this, in this world forever. See, this table is real. See, this wall is real. I am real. This other person is real. So you want to say my mother, father are not real? You will not believe it, because just as when you are in dreams, if somebody comes in your dreams and tells you you are in a dream, you will not realize it. Only when you wake up, you realize it was a dream. Similarly, till the time we are at this knowledge, till the time we are in world, we have the knowledge of this world as truth. हमें ये सत्य लगता है, हमें ये world true लगता है. And this experiential world, we find it true, we find it real, but only till when? Only till the time we have not seen the reality, that is Paramarth Satya. Paramarth Satya is what? The reality, ultimate reality. What is the ultimate reality? Shunya. What is Shunya? The indescribable, something which is very close to Nirvana. So only when you realize the ultimate reality, only when you realize the complete truth. So you realize that you were in a dream only when you wake up. When you wake up to where? Empirical world. जब आप इस empirical world में वापस आते हो, you are sleeping, so you are in your dream, you are in Ladakh fighting terrorists in your dreams, and suddenly you wake up, you find, oh, I am in my bed. So the moment you realize you are in your bed, you also realize that you were never in Ladakh fighting terrorists. Similarly, if after having eightfold path, after following eightfold path, you supposedly reach this Paramarth Satya, you see the true reality, the permanent reality, that is Nirvana, that is the ultimate reality, that is the Shunya. All of these words are same, meaning same, different way of presenting it just. The moment you understand and see the Paramarth Satya, you realize that this Samvarti Satya, which was appearing very real to you, is not real. It is not real. Because what is real? This Paramarth Satya. That is why all the things that are Samvarti Satya, they are Swabhav Shunya. Again, can you relate this now? Are Swabhav Shunya. And this Samvarti Satya, the truth, the permanent, eternal truth, Samvarti Satya. But can you describe it? No. This is also Shunya. But what kind of Shunya? Prapanch. Prapanch Shunya. That is, you cannot verbalize about it. You cannot talk about it. You cannot put it in speech. This is also Shunya. This means whether it is Samvarti Satya or Paramarth Satya, the reality is Shunya. Fine? Can you understand this? If you have understood it, then tell me, then I'll move forward. Similar to Parinishpan. Yes, yes, absolutely. Yes, yes, beta. Prapanch is, so when you talk randomly, this random talking is known as prapanch. These are again Hindi words, colloquial Hindi words. Fine. Let us move forward. So, the translation of a lot of Hindi words in English is not correct. So the meaning has changed over time. So prapanch used to be something which is confusing. प्रपंच कर रहा है ये व्यक्ति, मतलब illusion create कर रहा है, not delusion but illusionary create कर रहा है ना. Ma'am, please explain Sabhav Shunya once again. Prapanch as in Mahabharat. Okay. So beta, Sabhav Shunya means there is no permanent quality, nothing else. Swabhav is a permanent nature. Swabhav means permanent nature of something. Can you say in this world anything is permanent, having a permanent nature, whether objects or person? So, Swabhav means permanent nature. And can you say any object is having any permanent nature in this world? No. Can you say any person is having any permanent nature? One thing which is always there. Hamesha, hamesha. Can a person be good always? No. Can an object be strong always? No. Strongness depends on relative. It's relative concept. I told you now. You say this table is strong. You say this table is strong only if you are imagining that only one person will sit on it. But supposedly 10 elephants are made to sit on this table. Is this table strong or weak? Weak. So this means there is no fixed nature of this table. Everything is relative. Everything is temporary, changeable. You say this thing is milk and milk is sweet, but will milk remain milk always? No, it will soon turn to curd, and curd is not sweet. So all of this is changing, and because things are changing, they do not have any swabhav. Similarly, person always changing, feelings changing, nature changing, therefore swabhav shunya. Fine. Okay. So let us read, quickly we will read and understand it. Main philosopher of Madhyamika Shunyavad is Nagarjuna, and his famous work is Madhyamika Karika. Sorry. Madhyamika Karika. It is a middle position which rejects the extreme metaphysical position of is and is not. That is matlab permanently, completely real, always there. Shashvatvad. These terms, eternalism, Shashvatvad, real, permanent, are all meaning the same thing. Different words, same meaning. Eternalism has been accepted by Vedanta. I have already told you when we were doing Jainism, right? And on the other hand is nihilism. Nihilism means is not. Nihilism is not. Non-being. Nothing. Void. All of these mean the same thing. But you cannot accept that there is nothing because you feel, you have the experience of things. So, ऐसा भी नहीं कि कुछ नहीं है. ना चीजें permanent हैं, ना ही चीजें नहीं हैं. क्या है? Temporary. Shunyavad is not a philosophy, but it is a rejection of all philosophical views by highlighting the inconsistency inherent in them. Therefore, understanding Shunyavad is a little difficult. So, though I know you people have understood, so now it is not difficult for you. But generally, if you see the sometimes the works you will read on Shunyavad, they will make it very confusing. So it's better first you consolidate your notes and then you start reading, because only then it will become easier for you. So because they reject everything, they make everything indescribable. There is no nature of things in empirical world, and where the nature is fixed, that is in Nirvana, we cannot describe it. This means, can we talk about anything in this world? No, because nature is not fixed. We cannot speak anything. We cannot describe the reality. Similarly, you cannot even talk about Nirvana because that is beyond words. Beyond words, something. So there is no vocabulary which can define, which can explain what is Nirvana. But what happens in Nirvana? It cannot be explained. So therefore, it is like Shunyavad is a philosophy which rejects all other philosophies because it has made everything indescribable. Fine. Shunya, non-Buddhist interpreted the literal meaning of Shunya, that is nihilism, nothing void, but it is not the right interpretation. Shunya has been used by Nagarjuna in ontological as well as sociological aspects. And ontological matlab metaphysical, and sociological means nirvana related, liberation related, related to nirvana aspects. So reality, in reality, everything is swabhav shunya, and nirvana or sociologically nirvana is prapanch shunya. So shunya has been used in both metaphysics as well as nirvana related aspects. Ontological, Shunya characterizes the whole reality, which is of two types: Samvarti Satya, relative or empirical reality, and Paramarth Satya, which is absolute reality. Fine. What is Samvarti Satya? Look, all of these words mean the same thing. If you understand what words mean the same in philosophy, your whole philosophy becomes very easy. Because generally the confusion which occurs is only because of terms. So what is Samvarti Satya? It means relative reality. It means the reality of empirical world. It means the conditional, because empirical world is conditional world. This means we are talking about sansar. Sansar is what? Empirical world in different way. So what is phenomena? Empirical world. All of these mean the same thing. So Samvarti Satya is related to conditionally caused empirical existence of objects. It rejects any swabhav to any object. Any swabhav means any permanent nature to any object. It can be known through categories of thoughts which are causally connected. This means all the things in this world, or which is in this empirical world, are causally connected, and we can only know them through categories of thought. In the sense, we can only know them through something is and something not. या तो पेन है या तो पेन नहीं है, ऐसे ही समझ सकते हैं हम इसे, कुछ और तरीके से समझ सकते हैं क्या? नहीं. परमार्थ सत्य. परमार्थ सत्य is the ultimate reality, है ना? This ultimate reality means absolute reality. This reality is also known as shunya. This reality is also known as bodhi. This bodhi is also known as tattva. Tattva or tathata. Tathata is the name for Buddha. Tattva means any substance. Tathagat, name for Buddha. Tathagat garb, something which originates. Tathagat or Buddha. Tathagat garb. Dharmakaya, nirvana. All of these. And और भी आप बोल सकते हो लिबरेशन, और क्या बोल सकते हैं इसके अंदर, परमार्थ सत्य, अल्टीमेट रियलिटी. All of these words mean the same thing. If supposedly the question is asked, what is the interpretation of Nagarjuna regarding Tathagat Garb or Dharmakaya? Is it a very difficult question? No, what does this question mean? It's talking about Paramarth Satya, nothing else. Because these are just the different names of the same concept. Okay. Now, this Paramarth Satya is beyond categories of thought. We cannot think about it because our categories are very limited to this empirical world. Nirvana is something beyond this world, something beyond causal theory. Currently, we see something and we are already in a habit of saying, okay, what has caused this and what will be the effect? But Nirvana is beyond cause. Therefore, Paramarth Satya is beyond categories of thought and is unconditional. There is no condition. It is independent and inexpressible. Independent. Nirvana doesn't require, or Paramarth Satya doesn't require anything. Independent. It's not causally related. And it is inexpressible. It cannot be expressed in verbs. Words. As Dharmakirti says, Nirvana is silence. The one who has achieved Nirvana becomes silent. They become silent. Why do they become silent? Because Nirvana cannot be put in words. Nirvana is prapanch shunya. There is no word to describe Nirvana. Indescribable. Yes, absolutely. Now, what is the relation between Samvarti Satya and Paramarth Satya? In the essence, they are not realities, but only when they are not two realities. कोई separate realities नहीं है, but only one. When viewed from the point of view of relativity, when everything is relative, causal, it is Samvarti Satya. We see the unsubstantiality of empirical world as it cannot be described according to Chatushkoti. The empirical reality or objects cannot be called as Sat. ये हमने देख लिया था, है ना? All the four categories of thought we cannot apply on empirical world. That we cannot say objects are Sat or is. Again, see, Sat and is, same words, same meaning. Sat and is, as they are not absolutely real for all times, and neither are they independent, but their existence depends on some other causes. Therefore, they are dependent. Further, these things are not asat or is not. They are not absolutely unreal like hare's fawn or barren woman's son. Further, they cannot be asat as we have perception about them. That is, they appear to rise. ये भी देखा था. ऐसा नहीं कि कुछ नहीं है. There are certain things which appear as if they are there. We see this table. There is this perception about this table. Okay? See, things cannot be called both Sat and Asat. That is and is not, as it will be contradictory to say such a thing. To say that a thing exists and not exist at the same time. D. Things cannot be called nasat and nasat. Nasat means not real, neither real nor unreal. This is also contradictory. Therefore, according to Shunyavad, things of the world or empirical world are Swabhav Shunya, as it has no independent existence and no permanent quality. सब कुछ causally related है तो independent तो है ही नहीं, everything is dependent on its cause and there is no permanent quality or swabhav of anything in this world. Shunya therefore means it cannot be described or indescribable. Fine. Now, some people have criticized Madhyamik Shunyavad. Some philosophers have criticized Madhyamik Shunyavad, but Nagarjuna has made good defenses. खत्म हो गया हमारा वैसे पता है बस जरा सा last page बचा है. And I'm really happy if you people have understood Shunyavad, okay? Because UPSC also knows that this is the tricky part. And if you write good answers in this tricky part, good numbers, directly good numbers. Okay? Criticism. Let us see. So first criticism is criticizers consider Shunyavad as nihilism, according to which nothing exists. But tell me, is Nagarjuna saying that nothing exists? Is Nagarjuna saying that nothing exists? No. Nagarjuna is saying, yes, Nagarjuna is not saying nothing exists. It is saying that things are neither Sat or neither Sat nor Asat. But they are temporary or they are causally related. So he's not saying that nothing exists. Things are related. Yes, Samay, absolutely. So the criticism is wrong. Nagarjuna has defended. Second, Shunyata itself is a category of thought, just like 4 categories of thought. So some people said that what is Shunyata? Shunyata is also just like the 4 categories of thought. Chatushkoti, what are the 4 categories of thought? Is not both and neither. Now some says that you have just added a 5th category of thought, that is Shunya. But is Shunya a 5th category of thought? No. Nagarjuna says that Shunyata means Drishti Shunyata, that is denial of all other views. Therefore, it should not be considered as category. It is denying the views. सब चीजों को deny कर रहा है. It's just denying it's just denying everything. So you cannot say that it is a category of thought. It is denying is not both and neither. So you just cannot say it's a category. Shunyata, which proves other things as non-existing, is itself non-existing, as there is no praman to prove. So now these people have gone, in a different direction. They say there is no praman, there is no way that we can prove Shunyata, because if you have to, because Shunya also rejects all the pramans. When you try to understand Nirvan, can you experience Nirvan? Can you experience Pramat Satya? No. Can you reason about it? No, we cannot reason about Paramarth Satya. Why? Because it is beyond reason. All our reasons are based on this world. हमारा जितना reason है, reason मतलब जितनी argumentation हम लोग दे सकते हैं, all are based on this empirical world. If a person has not studied quantum mechanics, can that person give arguments of quantum mechanics to prove some point? No. Why not? क्योंकि पढ़ाई नहीं. Similarly, Nirvan is just beyond reason. You have to understand Nirvan to know Nirvan. So Nirvan is something which is beyond reason. So basically, no Praman can work with Nirvan. So you cannot know Nirvan or Paramarth Satya by perception. You cannot know Paramarth Satya by inference or testimony or anything. Paramarth Satya has to be realized. It is like when you meditate, you realize something, and that realization will remain with you. You cannot put it in words. That is why Nirvana is called as, or Paramartha Satya is known as Prapanch. Fine. Nagarjuna says that he never claims his words to be true and the words of others to be false. He intends to point out that all thoughts and statements are mithya. He's saying, I am the one who's speaking. I'm just saying that all statements, everything that we are saying, are mithya. Mithya means not true, because all the things, all the arguments are at the level of mind, are at the level of reasoning, and Nirvana is something which is beyond reason. So Nirvana reason be beyond. How can you, give arguments for reason? So he rejects all the arguments, words. Prapanch shunya, right? At Paramarthic level, the level of reality, there is no thought and there is no praman. And you can also write, there is no reason. According to Kumaril Bhatt, Samvarti can be either true or false, because according to logic, there are only two categories. So Kumaril Bhatt is a Mimamsak philosopher. He says that in this world, there are only two possibilities, not four. There are only two possibilities. Things can exist or not exist. Now, Nagarjuna has used four categories. Therefore, he has criticized Nagarjuna. But it doesn't matter. Whatever Nagarjuna had to prove, he proved. While Buddha focused on Anityavad and wanted to explain the problems of this world through mechanisms of this world only, Madhyamika Shunyavad goes in much different direction from Buddha himself. What was Buddha saying? Buddha was saying, let us not indulge in metaphysics and epistemology. Why? Because he wanted to focus only on suffering and the removal of suffering. He says, you remember the example that if you have been shot by an arrow, what will you do? Will you contemplate about the nature, this and that? No, you will just remove it. And you will try to cure yourself first. So similarly, Buddha just wanted to find a cure for suffering. But Madhyamik Shunyavad, specifically this, Nagarjuna, they have taken a different direction. They have taken a kind of they created two worlds, Vedkal world and a Paramartha Satya world, or what do you say, the Nirvana. Two states have been created. But this was not intended by Buddha. Buddha did not want to give any metaphysics, but Shunyavad is a metaphysics. Shunyavad emphasizes on the permanent eternal nature of reality. It tries to explain Pratitya Samutpada on the basis of absolute reality. Further, while Buddha clearly said that there is no reality free from causal relations or causality, Nagarjuna has made Paramartha free from causality. Therefore, we can say Shunyavad, while describing Buddhism, has gone far away from Buddhism. Fine. This is the criticism that Buddha clearly said that everything is causally related. सब कुछ causally related है, सब कुछ temporary है, सब कुछ impermanent है, सब कुछ अनित्य है. But Nagarjuna has created a reality of Paramartha Satya. He has created a reality of Nirvana and said it is beyond causality. Now, it is going a little against Buddhist teachings. Or you say it is the subjective interpretation of Buddha's silence. He interpreted Buddha's silence according to his own understanding. उन्होंने अपने ढंग से इसका interpretation कर दिया, है ना? Supposedly, आपने किसी को कुछ बोला, वो व्यक्ति ने अपने हिसाब से उसको interpret करके काम कर दिया. So it's definitely yes, they forgot the arrow example. Things are relative. Logic given by Nagarjuna is very similar to today's mathematical logic. Yes, Samir. These Nagarjuna is a great philosopher and a mathematician. Yes, he worked on mathematics, he worked on chemistry. Even now, his work on chemistry is phenomenal. His work in astrology, astronomy, nakshatra, phenomenal. His work in Ayurveda, phenomenal. Of course, his work in Buddhism, the work of Shunyavad, phenomenal. These were great, genius peoples. Great people. Ma'am, path to Nirvana is not discussed for Nagarjuna. Will he accept it? Yes, Atul, he will accept it. All Buddhists accept the same eightfold path which has been accepted by Buddha. So, four noble truths: Pratitya Samutpad, Anityavad, and this Panchskand theory of soul, as well as eightfold path, are all accepted by all the schools of Buddhism. The same, they have not changed it because those were the initial teachings of Buddha himself. So Buddha remains silent about metaphysical questions, and Nagarjuna is also trying to explain that reality is something which cannot be spoken about. According to him, all metaphysical positions taken by other philosophies are one-sided. बाकी सब क्या बातें कर रहे हैं? One-sided बातें कर रहे हैं, according to Nagarjuna. And through his Madhyamika dialectics, but Madhyamika dialectics means Madhyamika arguments, that Chatushkoti, he tries to show the inconsistencies within the philosophical systems, as there cannot be a simple yes or no answer for fundamental questions. He is just highlighting when somebody asks, is this world permanent? Is this world made up of atoms or souls? There cannot be a simple answer of yes and no, because the reality is indescribable. There is no specific fixed nature of this world. In essence, we can say Madhyamika Shunyavad is not a drishti or a metaphysical system. Drishti means faith or metaphysical system, but a critique of all metaphysical system, that is metaphilosophy. This Nagarjuna actually rejected all the systems and gave a philosophy of another level, that is why Shunyavad is also known as metaphilosophy. Fine. This is generally just the difference between Hinayana and Mahayana. You will understand. You can read it. But let us understand a little thing about Mahayana. So why is it called Mahayana? Because in Mahayana, Maha means big, Yan means people. A lot of people can sit. So both Yogachar and Shunyavad, these people gave elaborate metaphysics and also created a concept of Bodhisattva. What is Bodhisattva? So according to these schools, there are people who are aspiring for liberation. And now, Hinayanists were very boring according to popular perception. So normally people don't want to hear that, you are removing attachments and ultimately you are working for a selfish interest of nirvana, and once you achieve nirvana you will be gone, nothing after that, nothing. So this is not very lucrative. So Mahayanists were people who understood this, and they made nirvana and the whole process very lucrative. उन्होंने कहा इसको थोड़ा और मजेदार बनाते हैं ताकि लोग बुद्धिज्म को अडॉप्ट करें. Drishti is view or faith over something. Fine. So what did these people started working on? They said that people who become very close to nirvana, they actually delay their own nirvana by transferring their good deeds to the people who are not comfortable, in the sense the Ashirvad wala thing. So transfer of karma. So a monk who has practiced, meditated for a long time and has burned a lot of karmas of his own, he will give some of his good karmas to people who are in need. Supposedly there is a person who is ill. Supposedly there is a person who is disillusioned, who is confused over some things, is in trouble, is facing losses, etc. So these monks can transfer their merits. And some people who have even attained nirvana, they delay their complete nirvana and transfer some of the merits to the people. So there is this concept of merit transfer in Mahayana Buddhism. And what is nirvana? How you will exist after nirvana? So you don't go away, you exist in Shunya. Shunya means nirvana is a very positive place. A place where everything is peaceful, blissful, and in this Shunya or in this nirvana, you stay forever, eternal. And nirvana is permanent. Nothing changes after nirvana. So the blissful state is permanent. Now they have accepted such beautiful concepts. So we all know people are needy and greedy both. And so people need some favors from others. So it's like people also want Bhagwan ji bas selection ho jaye. And suppose that the monk says, yes, I will give you Ashirwad. Just, come here 12 times in a month and I will give you this Ashirwad and you will clear this exam. I will transfer some merits. What is this? Mahayana Buddhism. So they just transfer some merits and you will get selected. So what do you want? You will become more devoted towards the religion itself. This is what happened. So Mahayana Buddhism became really popular. And this popularity was not just restricted to India, but all of the world, nearly. Specifically, East Asian countries like this Vietnam, Cambodia, Indonesia, Japan, everyone, China, all of these countries became really influenced by Mahayana Buddhism. How is Nirvana independent, ma'am? When following Ashtanga Marg, we can attain Nirvana. No, Nirvana is independent because it is not dependent on anything. Dependent means we adopt Ashtangic Marg, but Nirvana is permanent. There is nothing that causes Nirvana. So it is like the moment the ignorance is gone, you were already in a state. So it's like it's not a cause, but just aise samjho. So there is always light, but if you cover it because of ignorance, again something like similar to J. So if there is a bulb, if you cover it with ignorance, you see it is dark, you feel it is dark. But the moment you remove ignorance, you attain what? Light. Light is what? Nirvana. And so Eightfold Path is what? Just the way to remove ignorance. Ma'am, path to Nirvana is not discussed for Nagarjuna. Will he accept it? You people don't listen to lecture or you don't follow the whole thing. I told Nagarjuna will accept the Eightfold Path. It is the same for all schools. It is the same for all schools. The Eightfold Path is not changed for anyone. Four Noble Truth is not changed for anyone because everyone has to follow. If they are Buddhists, they have to follow the basic principles of Buddhism. They can interpret it in a different way, but they cannot change the basics. But if we don't know Nirvana, which is indescribable Nirvana, how can we know how to achieve it? So Buddha has given us a way and one has to follow it to know it. Yeah? So the process is known, but a person will have to work to find the knowledge of his or her own Nirvana. Drishti means view, or what do you say, faith. If Nirvana is indescribable, then does it make it less lucrative? Can we call it negative connotation of no. Indescribable doesn't mean it is negative. Indescribable means that it is so positive that we cannot even describe it. It is beyond words. Beyond words. Fine. So this you can see this diagram, and what is this? Why is it called Madhyam, middle path, or what is Madhyamika about it? Madhyam Marg or middle path. So Buddhism is a middle path between eternalism. Eternalism means everything exists forever. Nihilism means nothing exists. Therefore, according to Buddhism, things are existing for a moment. Things are temporary. One extreme path is self-indulgence. Follow nothing, drink, eat, marry, charvak. Another way is self-mortification. Follow very strict, hard, what do you say, principles like doing vrat, doing, tapasya, penance and everything, like Jain philosophy. But in the middle path of Buddhism is self-control. In Ashtangic Marg, you actually slowly and steadily move towards self-control. The more the self-control, the less attachment you will be having with the things. So it is not saying that you should do penance, very hard penance, and neither he's saying that you should not do anything, play around. No, they are saying control, self-control, discipline. Similarly, the permanent eternal soul of Vedanta. The Vedanta has accepted permanent eternal soul. एक ही soul permanent है हमेशा अजर अमर आत्मा. Whereas Charvak says there is no soul or body as a soul. Body is itself a soul, and once the body is gone, soul is also gone. But what Buddha is saying, an Atmavad, or rather, so we know that it is not the right connotation. What is the right connotation? Anitya Atmavad. Anitya Atmavad. So soul exists as a combination of 5 skandhas, and this skandha 5 combination is also temporary or momentary. So these skandhas are always changing. Therefore, the combination of all 5, which is understood by others as soul, is also momentary and changing. It's also temporary. So soul is also temporary, not permanent. Satkaryavad and Asat. So this Satkaryavad and Asatkaryavad you will understand when we will start Sankhya. Because Sankhya starts with this concept. No worries. Hai? There we will do it. Fine? No, ma'am, what Nagarjuna said was more close to what Buddha said. Yes, in one way. Yes, I know, in one way. If you clearly understand, Nagarjuna has a deeper understanding of Buddhist thoughts. He gave a really profound way of understanding Buddhism. But again, Buddha was very simple. Buddhist teachings are very simple. But the way Nagarjuna has put it, he has made that simple concept a little complex to understand. Specifically by giving the key terminologies like Shunya, etc. Ma'am, is there any nihilist philosophy in our syllabus? No, there is no nihilist philosophy in our syllabus. Fine. So let us end this session. Our Buddhism is complete. On Monday or maybe 16th or 17th, we will tell you the date. You will have the test of this Charvak, Jainism and Buddhism. Tomorrow there will be a day off for new students, as tomorrow the old students have exam. Yes, absolutely. And ma'am, on Monday test will be at the center for all offline students. Yes, date I will finalize for this Charvak, Buddhism and Jainism test. Maybe it is 16 or 17. I'll just finalize and tell you. You will find the information in your messages. And for offline people, there will be offline test. We will announce test. Okay. Fine. Okay. Thank you so much. And you have been a really good student body, because understanding Shunyavad is challenging generally, but you people have understood it. So I'm really glad that you people are working hard towards making yourself a success. Very well. Best wishes. Test अच्छे से देना. And the first batch, tomorrow you will be having your Western. Bharat, please do not take that exam tomorrow for Western, as there is no preparation thoroughly of all the philosophers, especially the contemporary ones. Please delay it. यार ऐसे मत करो. You people sometimes say we want test, and when we put test, you say you cannot give it. Just give the test, Bharat. Which philosophy we will study next? We will study Sankhya philosophy. एक काम करते हैं. Okay, fine. Okay. Let us find a middle way. I give you 2 days. Tomorrow and Saturday. Let us keep your test on Sunday. Is it okay with all of you? है ना? Let us keep your Western test on Sunday, and for Indian test, that is Charvak Buddhism and Jainism, we will give you a date either on Monday or Tuesday. Fine? है ना? Let us do like this. So I don't want you people, because ultimately test is useful only if you revise. If you don't revise, what is the use of giving test? We don't want. I want you to work, learn it, because these tests are okay. Ultimately, you have to perform in your mains, and for performing in your mains examination, you need things not in your notes, in your mind, so that you can put it on your copies. So my agenda of taking tests, answer writing, and all of this is just to make you revise, nothing else. So the essence of it will be lost agar aap logon ne revise nahi kiya. So let us keep the test of in Western philosophy on Sunday. Fine. And for Indian philosophy, let's keep the test on 17th October. ठीक है, तो एक दिन और मिल जाएगा. On 16th, we will have a class. It is the same, Navya. Online, offline, no difference. You both are my children. Similar, no different schedules. So, do we have a class tomorrow? No, there is no class tomorrow. This is the time you can prepare, but give good tests. Complete revision. So the new students can actually revise Buddhism, Jainism, and Charvak, so that on 17th, when you have test, you are completely comfortable in writing answers. Got it? So these are 2 days so for old batch, 2 days for Western philosophy, you have to study, give test on Sunday. For new batch, you have 3 days for revision of your Buddhism, Jainism, and Charvak. Complete 1 philosopher per day, so that when on Tuesday, I think 17th is Tuesday. So when you have your test, then you are extremely confident and comfortable in writing it. Ma'am, test for how many marks? So details you will find in your messages. So the coordinator team will give you all the details about it. I don't want to take a very full length test, because you might not be able to finish it or comfortable. Thoda thak jaoge abhi. So we can keep a half test. We can keep a half test. Fine. So clarity. So there is a test on Sunday for the first batch for Western philosophy, complete Western philosophy, and for new batch plus old batch, there will be a test of Indian philosophy, heterodox school or Gnostic school, that is Charvak, Buddhism, and Jainism, on 17th. Fine. Ma'am, on Sunday test will be online. It will be both online and offline. You can give it offline if you want. If you want to give it online, it's fine. Simran, I can give you a grace that you can give your test on 18th, but test will be on 17th only, because we cannot do it for every person, right? Varna to hum kabhi test hi nahi le payenge. Okay, let's meet on 16th October offline. Done. Bye bye. Ma'am, last time we get 3-4 extra days for submitting the test for online, so please don't give this time gap for now. No, there will be no gap. The same day you will have to submit, except Simran, who will give test 1 day late because she has an exam of her graduation or something. So all others will have to submit the test same day. Same day, just after finishing the test. Please be honest. You are my student. Don't make me feel bad about it. So, be honest, finish your test within time limit, and even if you're not able to finish it, stop. Because discipline is discipline. Fine? So, jaise hi aapka paper khatam ho jaye, the moment your time is up, stop writing and submit your exam. Fine? Ultimately, remember, tests are only for practice. Ultimate evaluation will be done by UPSC. So, you are preparing for UPSC means. Keep that in mind. Yes, there will be 10-minute extra for submission. Yes, Vanshika. Okay? Fine, kids. Bye-bye. Take care. Bye-bye.